Good evening, it's Brad again. Today I have some more decks to show. Today is going to be Egyptian God, or just Slifer, basically. I just randomly had these lying around and I thought, you know what? It's a nice little deck, I'll give it a try. I haven't tried it a lot though. It is a bit of a basic build right now. So if anyone wants to comment and put some advice down there, we can sort it out and I'll get some extra. Could do some game testing or something like that. So we're going to start with, obviously, 3 Slifer the Sky Dragon, because why not? You always want to see him. He's not as searchable, really, as you'd think. But he is a level 10 Divine Beast. Is he level 10? Yeah, he is level 10. Me losing my mind there. Because one of the tech options I was going to try, I'll just say it right now, is the trap, the spell in one of the latest sets, Toku Sano Shinkyojin, which is discard a 10, draw 2. Which means if I had those, I could add like Obelisk or something else to this deck as well. So that's one of the little options I was thinking about. So I went with a standard 3 Queen, 3 King, and 3 Jack. Oh, 2 Jack. Jack's Knight is not as useful, just because him being hard to summon because he's level 5. And he kind of bricks your hand. So 2 of those is probably the best right now. I've had a little bit of success with this deck. Not as much as I'd like, but it's a work in progress at the moment. But we've also then got Imperial Boa, which is if you control no other monsters, tribute this card, take 2 monsters that are among Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and King's Knight, and add them to your hand or special summon each. So you can just tag out for your monsters. We're playing triple Joker's Knight. Basically, it's the same thing. Send a Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, or King's Knight from your deck to the graveyard, then special summon this card, and its name becomes that monster's name. So it gets you extra cards into rotation. We play 2 Arcana Triumph Joker as a potential other, just big thing other than Slifer, who is also a 10. She's one of the other big bosses you can play. And then one of my spicy techs I tried to try out is Higher Tier the Combat Star, which is just if you control a light, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal it without tributing. So the reason I played that is because it's level 5. That's really useful in this particular deck, because you've got your Jack's Knight, you've got Joker's Knight, and you've also got Higher Tier the Earth Star as level 5s. So then onto spells. 1 monster reborn, just standard. 1 reinforcement of the army, because all your main monsters are warriors. Double copies of Soul Crossing, which is tribute your opponent's cards for a god. I will probably add some obelisks to this at some point, but for a first build, I think 2 is going to work. 3 Joker Straight. You want to basically always see Joker Straight, but it does add itself to your hand every single turn. So you don't need to run 3. From testing, I have bricked on 2 of these before, unfortunately. So Joker Straight is the discard a card, special summon Queen's Knight, and then add King's Knight or Jack's Knight to your hand. Then immediately normal summon 1 monster. But then you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Light Warriors, which I have a few of those. I went for double Thunder Force attack, because this is the Slifer variant right now, which is just nuke your opponent, basically. And draw cards equal to the amount of cards your opponent destroys of your, what you destroy of your opponents. 2 Face Card Fusion. I was kind of on the edge about this, running this one or just basic poly, which seems to be alright. Because you can fusion summon using Jack's Knight, well, from your hand or field, or if you control Jack's Knight, King's Knight, or Jack's Knight, you can use monsters from your deck instead. It's quite nice. Double Thunder Speed Summon. During your main phase or battle phase, after this card resolves, immediately summon 1 level 10, or if you control King's Knight and all 3 of the Knights, you can add a Divine to your hand and then summon that Divine. So that's good for your Slifers and your Arcana Triumph Jokers. And then for consistency, because we don't have to use the extra deck a lot, I went for triple X-Rav. Because why not? The extra draws are incredibly useful. Traps. You do play a couple of traps in this deck. So I play triple the Revived Sky God, which is just special summon Slifer from your grave, then each player draws 6. Well, draws until they have 6, so it makes Slifer 6k. And then you can banish it from your graveyard to place a Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard on top of your deck. And then if a Divine is in your graveyard, draw again. 3 Court of Cards. I really should bump this down to 2. It didn't do amazingly well for me. It's more if you control no monsters or you control the 3 Knights or either of the 3 Knights, special summon 1 that you're basically missing. And you can banish each of the Knights to draw a card equal to the same number of cards that you banish for that effect. So it's just extra draws. And 1 Joker's Wild. I never really went into Joker's Wild a lot when I've been using this deck. Just send a spell from your deck to the graveyard that lists all 3 of the Knights, and this effect becomes that effect. You don't really want to be using these on traps. You want to be using them for your your spells, just to beat things down with Slifer as quick as you can. So an extra deck. I know I'm playing Extrav, and I don't have 15 here, but these are I thought I'd mention the core ones that I could potentially be playing, which is Arcana Knight Joker. I've never gone into this. It's never been useful for me. He's there just in case I ever do. And then, because it is a light warrior, Guilty Gearfried the Magical Steel Knight, which is 2 warriors of different attributes, which is why I have Earths and we've got Lights. So if I ever do need to go into Guilty Gearfried, for example, if I control one of the Knights, any of the Knights basically, Face Card Fusion lets me use a monster from my deck. So I can just use Hayate the Earth Star to go into Guilty Gearfried. And that's why I'm also playing 2 copies of Eda 10 the Conqueror Star, which is just 2 level 5 or higher warriors, which basically there's lots of them in here, which is your Hayates, your Joker's Knights, and your Jack's Knights. So when I was playing this, I just added extra cards like Nightmares just to try it out. So I think it's a nice little deck to test out. So yeah, if there's any comments that you think I might want to add or even think about, I appreciate those. And I'll see you again on the next one.